What requires discussion is the date for elections. That is what is not on the agenda. And unless that and several other issues are on the agenda, there will be no meeting. The fraud overshadows everything else. It talks about the trustworthiness of this government, that it's prepared to resort to fraudulent behavior, alteration of documents to get its way. How could you engage with a government of that nature in good faith?
It is very obvious that the looming constitutional crisis that was generated as a result of the no confidence motion is getting to the opposition leader BHARRAT JAGDEO. Today, at his press conference, the opposition leader accused the government of fraud based on a letter that was sent out to the commissioners at the GCOM.
The president had given GCOM instruction to initiate or to start the preparations for general and regional elections. The second letter takes us back to the old arguments about consultations on GCOM's readiness. It's the exact same letter received on the same day, both addressed to the chairman of GCOM. The first paragraph is practically the same in both letters, and then they remove everything to do with the conduct of elections, the role of the National Assembly, the constitutional requirement that was in the first letter. And the second letter, it took us right back to their original argument.
The opposition leader said that there will be no meeting with the president, as the president has invited him to, except and until there's a retraction of these letters.
President Granger himself has to say why he issued two letters to the chairman of GCOM saying which contradict each other. We will not, at this stage, vote with this government to extend the life of the government. We will not vote to extend. What are we voting for? To extend the life of this government so that they can continue to abuse state resources, that they can continue to steal and transfer resources, that they can continue to violate the Constitution, that they can continue to make excuses for not holding elections. That is why I'm going to vote with them for that to happen.
Channel 2 Headline News asked the former president BHARRAT JAGDEO to give an understanding, to give the Guyanese public an understanding of what are some of the resultant effects of the constitutional crisis that he envisioned is looming, and this is how he answered the question.
What will happen that the government becomes illegal? They cannot conduct any business whatsoever on our behalf that will be legal or legitimate. The cabinet is already resigned. How you don't have a cabinet in the future functioning, the government is illegal, it has implications for all sorts of relations, our border relations, our case at the International Court, putting our country at risk for all of these things. Thirdly, the well-being of our people, jobs, investments, etc. And the non-functioning of the state here, practically. And so, huge implications to Guyana, but they don't care. This is a gravy train that a few of them don't want to get off of.
Reporting from outside the opposition's office here on Church Street, Georgetown, Guyana, I am Wendell Jeffrey for Channel 2 Headline News.